Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. We made it through another week. Ah. So, welcome. Ooh, can't keep pushing things. It's going to fall off the other end. Welcome to another day of Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy. And today we are doing one of my last packets, or at least that I've pulled out. I maybe can find some more. I'm sure I can. Of random cards or card kits. So these are Christmas cards that I actually have left over, but they already say Merry Christmas on the inside, which I'm super glad I caught that because one, I thought to do the cards straight up and down, and the other two is I was going to stamp Merry Christmas on the front. And I can't do that. So I just grabbed this stamp set and was going to stamp this Merry Christmas. So since it already says Merry Christmas on the inside, I'm going to do May this special season be wrapped in love and joy. Because this was kind of just the first stamp set that I grabbed. So, I mean, I have plenty of other ones, but I just grabbed this one and we're going to go with it. Hi, Karen. Welcome. So I will be stamping these on some Whisper White scrap, and it might not fit in the punch that I had intended. That one might be tight if I use the Timeless Label punch. I might have to punch first, or I might have to stamp first. We'll try both options. It is photopolymer, so you can see through it. So I'm hoping it fits. Oh, it's kind of tight. And my ink pad needs re-inked in the middle. So I can't decide whether I want to just go forward with it or whether I want to pick a different one. I wonder, does it fit in this? No. Okay, maybe I'll find a different greeting. Sure. Well, I don't know. This is why I just grabbed one and went with it, because otherwise I have way too many options. Maybe this one. No. That's more of like a Christmas thank you. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we might use one of these. But all these kind of say Merry Christmas. Because I don't really want to do Thinking of You at Christmas, Merry Christmas. Joy to the World. I don't know if that goes. Okay, this has become more difficult. And I apologize. I kind of thought I had it together. And I was going to go with that. But now I'm changing up all my plans. So if you are just jumping on, let me know your favorite Christmas stamp set. And maybe I have it and I can use it. I mean, I could always do, hi Casey, welcome. Maybe I'm just going to do this one. Oh, wait, where did it go? Deck the halls with boughs of holly, but these are roses. Do you think anyone will notice? Comfort and joy, but it has holly on it. Okay, this is becoming more difficult. Where did that other stamp set go that I tossed back in? Oh, here it is. This one says comfort and joy in that pretty scrolly font. Festive farmhouse. I don't have that one. Or if I do and it retired, I already tossed it into my stamp bin. See, this one I actually never even used. Christmas became a crazy time, and it's still clean. Which is why I hesitated on grabbing it in the first place, because I thought, oh, maybe I don't want to use it at all, but desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Okay, so do we want to stamp this on that same greeting piece? Or do we want to go with something else? Comfort and joy. And then my big question is, do we want to layer this in the soft seafoam, or do we want to layer it in cherry cobbler? If you're just jumping on, say hello. Let me know where you're from so that I can give you a little shout out. So, do we want to do it in the little soft seafoam, or do we want to do it in cherry cobbler? I think the soft seafoam, because the cherry cobbler looks really washed out, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, I'll do one like this and maybe the one the other way, since I've already punched out the images. And you can also put it on the punched out piece in either direction for a super fun, cool look. I have dimensionals out here somewhere. Hi, Jan. Blue skies today. That's awesome. It's a little cloudy here, but it's still nice. We went for a walk this morning. You like the cherry cobbler? Okay. We'll mix it up. Do a few different ones. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. I agree, the green, but it needs to be a little darker. A darker green? Well, I went with this green because that's what I used on the card layer. Okay, so here's our first one. Plus, we're going to add some gold jewels to it. And again, I need to remember that we're going up and down. Actually, I put it over on that odd side because normally I think I would have put it like right here. But I didn't want to cover up those flowers, and there was sort of like a dead spot where I actually did put it. So that's why I went with the spot that I did. So there's that one. Let's do another one using this cherry cobbler one. And then we'll go from there on possibly doing a darker green as well. So normally I say to stamp first and then punch because it's easier to see and line it up and everything. But I'm trying to get as many pieces out of this scrap as possible. So I'm going to wing it in hopes that it all goes well and I save paper rather than ending up with mistakes and not saving paper. But there's also two sides to every piece. So, because that last one I actually did with the original sample using the other greetings. So, lots of ways to save paper. And I saved a lot of paper there. Ah! last night and I haven't put a new bag in. So I will just create a little pile over there. Okay. So, of course, the question of the day is always, what's for supper? So we can all share ideas or get inspired with food and stamping. We have really been winging it this week. Last night I decided, or like yesterday after Claire got up from her nap, I decided I was going to go deliver some stamp orders. So, we tossed her in the car to get out of the house. We just, dropped them off on people's porches and stuff like that. We never saw anybody actually. Since we were out and about and everything, we decided that we wouldn't be home in time to be able to make supper in a timely manner that would be for Claire before she got starving, and shriveled up into a little prune and died. Because sometimes it seems like that's what's going to happen. Even though I'm sure she'll be just fine. But I swear that child eats a ton. Lasagna and salad. That sounds good. So we ended up getting Texas Roadhouse has like a family meal that I heard of the other day. So we went ahead and decided to try it out. Oh my goodness. Like all three of us ate our fill last night, and let's be honest, Claire can eat quite a bit. The other day she ate 2 slices of pizza. I'm like, oh my goodness, we ate 2.5. Me and Brad split the half. So yeah, she ate just a half less than us. But anyway, we all ate and there was so much left over. So we did the chicken strips or chicken critters. I'm not sure I like to call my food a critter, but chicken critters. And that is super crooked. Is it? Maybe not. Well, I slanted it back the other way. So there's that one, and here's this one. And then I'll do one in the darker green of Old Olive. Well, I'm not sure if it's Old Olive or Garden Green. This kind of looks like Old Olive. I mean, it could really be both because of the various shades that are on there. Anyway, sorry, I got totally distracted as always. But yeah, I think it said that it came with 24 chicken strips, but it came with 4 sides, salad, and rolls. Like, we ate parts of it again for lunch today and still have some left over. It's crazy how much food, and it was $20. So if you have a Texas Roadhouse near you, I suggest you try it out just to see. Mix it up a little. They also nailed it on their drive-through with how they have everything like lined up. It's pretty awesome. I will say their website, though, is hot garbage. We ended up having to call it in. What is going to happen with Center Stage this year? Center Stage, the Stampin' Up! Event, the one that's in New Orleans. Right now, Stampin' Up! Hasn't canceled the incentive trip or that. Actually, that's called Backstage. There isn't a Center Stage. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. But so far they haven't canceled anything, but those are July and August. Okay, so now we have dark green, cherry cobbler, and light green. To be honest, I just kind of like them all. Like, I almost don't think I like this one. It's like too green when they released the new products for the 2020 annual. So the new annual catalog comes out in June. So they are they were going to do like an on tour, and they were going to be smaller events in multiple locations, and that was supposed to be in April and May. So that's been canceled. But the new catalog is still coming out, so that's exciting. The new catalog comes out in June. So the suite that came out this month, the new Ornate Garden, that is one of the suites that's in the new catalog that they just pre-released for everyone. So we're already getting sneak peeks. You'll also notice that the Ornate Garden Designer Series paper has a color in it called Bumblebee. And that must be one of the new in colors. So that's super exciting. I'm guessing if I had to like look at the paper and make my best guess, I would say that Bumblebee is a shade of yellow. It's one of those like deeper yellows. So like not like darker than Daffodil Delight, but lighter than Crushed Curry, or maybe a hint more orange. Whereas Crushed Curry maybe I would say is a hint more brown. I don't know. I feel like I'm the worst person to explain colors. I feel like my best way to explain colors is horrible. It's kind of like saying there's some sort of little funny thing where it's like the number purple and the color 5 or something like that. And that's how I feel like it is whenever I'm trying to explain colors, because I feel like it makes no sense whatsoever. So a lot of times I usually use other colors and say it's, you know, XYZ above or below, that sort of thing. So if that yellow is one of the in colors, I mean, yellow can kind of go both ways, like light and dark. So it's really hard to say like, oh, the in colors are all going to be, you know, deeper tones or lighter tones. And of course, we all haven't been in the stores to be able to see what some of the trends are for colors. But I definitely feel like Stampin' Up! Nails it, because the second the colors come out, I feel like I'm starting to see those colors like all over the internet, all over stores in clothing and home decor and everything else. So we shall see. So if you're just jumping on, I am making Christmas cards. How crazy does that sound? I'm actually just finishing up some kits of Christmas cards, making sure it's in the right direction. So these 3 I'm doing in that green, the light green. And then the dark green says Merry Christmas on the inside. And then I'm just going to add some jewels all around for a little bit of bling and a little bit of texture too. I'm sure I'll be definitely thankful for working on these cards and having them done early. I just hope I don't forget that I did them, because that would make me really sad. This last one actually doesn't have an inside panel, so I'm just going to add in a Whisper White. And I don't know, I might go side to side so that I can put it down here because I don't really want to cover up that. So I might as well just do all of them in that direction. I decided to jump on just at a different time just to kind of maybe fit more people's schedules. So, of course, Clara hasn't gone down for her nap yet because she goes down at 1. So if you hear her screaming in the background, hopefully that means that she's burning the last bit of energy with Brad before nap time. Not so sure I'm going to get the most out of this piece. No. So, womp womp. But that's okay. I still got more out of it than if I would have thrown away this little scrap. So, a few little reminders as we head into the weekend and we're all stuck at home. Please stay home, stay safe. Stay healthy. But I do have blog posts still going on, so you can always check out my blog, laurastampad.com, and get inspiration and ideas and stuff, as well as details of all of everything with the Ornate Garden Suite and promotions going on and everything right now. Of course, I also post on my YouTube channel, laurastampad.com. So you can always see me there or hear me. Most of those videos don't have my face in them. And that's because you guys are just lucky that I actually am getting fully dressed every day. But it's good too because I feel like then I'm more like routine and fully functioning rather than just kind of dragging along. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love PJs all day, but it just kind of, I don't know, kind of pulls me down. I don't feel as like motivated and stuff. Although, to be honest, I've already changed out of my clothes twice now today. Because I did my workout this morning and then I put these clothes on. And really, if I end up working out in the yard, this probably isn't the best outfit to wear in the yard. So there's a chance I'll change again. But you can also, if you haven't watched all of my daily dose of stamping therapy, then I now have 2 full weeks of daily dose of stamping therapy. So you can go rewatch those or watch them as a replay. And definitely comment and let me know if you're watching it as the replay because I do go back and read through the comments and stuff. So I won't miss out on that. And I want to see who all's watching and everything and where you're from. I love the fact that we are all over the place. Of course, with selling Stampin' Up! Products, I'm only selling in the United States because we have demonstrators in other countries too. But it's super fun. I have a little map with all of you guys on it so that I can see where you guys are all from. And I almost have my 50 states filled. There's a couple of states I'm still missing, so it's fun. I have it color-coded, or like, you know, each state is a different color. It's not color-coded, I guess. It's just different colors. That one might have been better with Cherry Cobbler because now I almost feel like the green is sort of washed out. But now I'm done. I have 3, 6, 7, 8 Christmas cards down. 255,000 left to go. So that's super, super exciting. And I thought I had one other thing. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to show you guys. I need to start moving in this direction, but it's just moving my phone. One of the other things I wanted to show you guys, because I've been using it more, and I just kind of thought now that I'm kind of done with those kits and might not have a lot to stamp, next week, I thought I would do a little bit of like some product reviews and stuff like that. And go over those. So one of the things that I super, super love, especially for making multiples, but also for doing things like two-step stamping or stamping the same image like in the four corners and stuff like that. Like, for example, that fabulous stamp that we used yesterday that I'm still in love with. This one is in the ornate style. So whenever I'm using my Stamparatus, a lot of times if you guys come to one of my classes, then it's just already set up for you, so you might not know how to actually set it up. So you can really set it up anywhere you want on the grid. You just need to remember where you originally set it. So sometimes I take a Post-it note and, like place it along the edge. You can always take painter's tape and, make it on the edge. But you can also use, like I use this Stampin' Up! Logo and say like, oh, the corner of the logo there forward. Let me find a piece of paper like this. So, I'll put it like on that corner there or on the top of it or, that sort of thing. The one thing I would recommend is not to put it up in this corner, because if you're stamping really close there, it's really hard for this piece to like stamp all the way up in that corner because it's so like connected. So, I mean, it still works, but it's not recommended just because you might not always get a clear image. So like a lot of times for corner things, I like to do down here in the corner. So I will set my cardstock down and then I will take my stamp uninked, all clean, nice and pretty. So I'll take my stamp and place it on the cardstock where I want the image to be. So there. I wanted to make sure it was nice and flat before I started wiggling. So if I want this to go in the corner of my cardstock like that, I hope you guys can see this really well, even though it's kind of backwards, I think. But if I want it to go in the corner down there, I set it down. It's, like I said, it's still clean. It's still, hasn't been used, no ink added or anything. Now I'm just going to close this and pick up the stamp because the sticky side is face up. So I'm picking it up with my mat. And then now, which there's also the magnet. I am not a huge fan of the magnet. I don't want to use both because whenever I use both, then there's the chance that they could snap together and break or take forever to get back apart. So like sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I will say that lately I've been using it where it's like half off and then it just makes it easy to grab and then put back rather than like, cause like it can be hard to like get with your fingers and stuff. So now you would then ink this, stamp it down, and then rotate around as you need. And then set that back down and ink it up and everything. So, if you wanted to do something that was like a row, like for example, if I wanted to stamp Easter blessings, like Easter blessings, Easter blessings, Easter blessings, all the way across. So I could then place this here. I'll just leave that other one up there. Place that on the edge and pick it up. And then now I can stamp it and I can even pull it down one and stamp it again and pull it down again and stamp it a third time. So I was able to get 3 of those all nice and evenly lined up, straight and evenly spaced just by notching and unnotching it along this piece here. There's also another set along here and there's another plate that goes with it. Typically I just use the one plate unless I'm doing 2-step stamping. So you can also do that. Or if you're doing an image that was like, Like, so for example, this card. The greeting is one color, or it's two colors. Thanks is one color, and ever so much is another color. So I could then set this here and do thanks with the one color and ever so much with the other color, and have both of the images on there and lined up perfectly. So like, you know, a lot of times, like, I will have this and then I would do thanks ever so much and just ink them both. But if you wanted them in different colors, then you could have them on the Stamparatus and go, you know, down and across and get both of those with different colors with no problem. The one thing about that is you really need to pay attention. Don't be watching a movie or doing a Facebook Live while doing that, because otherwise you'll get your colors mixed up, and you've been there, done that before. So yeah. That one takes a little bit more talent with making sure you're watching what you're doing. So that's my only suggestion about doing the multiple colors and the multiple images and stuff. But it's awesome to be able to have that and know that it's consistent every single time. Like I said, especially for making multiples. Like, you know, instead of picking them up and setting them down and going crazy like that, and being like, oh, I missed that one. Oh, I missed that one too. Okay, well, now I have to do 42 instead of 40. Then you know that it'll be right every single time. The other thing that you can do is if you have like a punched out image or something and you want to stamp that down, take a piece of paper and like a piece of either grid paper. Stampin' Up! Does make grid paper for this, which are over there. But you can also take a piece of like scrap paper or printer paper or anything like that and stick it down. You could even like, you know, add some washi tape or painter's tape or something, and then set this down and use that as your guide. So I'll just take my green pen and trace around this, which, geez, I'm a horrible tracer. So now I can just make sure that that Easter blessings is in the middle. And then pick it up. And then now I can take all my punched pieces, set them down, stamp. Set the next one down, stamp. So you can kind of make your own template too, with that sort of thing. And again, like I just put that, you know, out in the middle because that's my template. I don't have to worry about that, you know, that corner piece. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome. Thanks. I absolutely love this top, and have been wearing it for like what seems like years. But I just love it so much. It's, I don't know, it's such beautiful bright colors. And I love the pool party color there. You know, I love pool party. I love Bermuda Bay too. Those like Tiffany blues and stuff. Love it. Which you might notice that although that almost, compared to me, that almost looks mint green rather than blue. But yeah, all the accents in my stamp room are all that same color, and our bathroom upstairs. I just had leftover paint, so I just kept going with it. But anyway, so that's everything, as it is 1 o'clock and time to go put Claire down for her nap. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's daily dose of stamping therapy. Again, don't forget that if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're from and how it's going where you are, how's the weather, and what's for supper, because that's always the topic of the day. I don't plan on getting on this weekend, so I have only been doing it on weekdays. So you can always check me out at laurastamppad.com or check out my YouTube channel or watch these daily dose of stamping therapy replays over the weekend to still get your Laura fix. Of course, don't forget you can also purchase my new virtual stamp classes, and then you can stamp with me like anytime you want, all the time you want, as I go through all tips, tricks, and ideas and stamp 5 complete cards with you guys in real time, and going over all of that with you. So don't forget you can check out laurastamppad.com and then hit the drop down for virtual classes. And there are 2 classes there that I have so far. And next week I'll be working on a 3rd one. If you have any suggestions for what stamp set you would like me to use for the next virtual stamp class, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. So definitely stay safe, stay at home. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys, and happy stamping. Bye-bye.